Welcome back, wonderful people of the internet, and today we're going to talk a little bit more about inspiration. So obviously a lot of things can inspire you, from movies to books to talking to people to seeing someone to seeing a landscape to smelling food or whatever. And inspiration is not necessarily, or probably seldomly, a very active thing. You can definitely, start looking around, and there are photographers who love to look at other people's photographs to get inspired. There are photographers who never look at other people's work, or at least try not to not get mixed up and get their inspiration from completely different things. And all that is okay and all that works. And for me, it's always been a nice mix. I don't want to say everything, but from a lot of things for sure. And in this little series, I want to just give you some suggestions and some ideas and some tips of stuff that inspires me or inspired me and maybe still is. And maybe that, sparks something in you, gets, the brain working, or leads you to something else that inspires you, or, And let's start with number one. Number one is a book about Helmut Newton by Taschenverlag called Sumo. It is actually quite well known. The original is huge. It's a humongous book which comes with its own stand, and it's super expensive, but there's also a bit cheaper version, and it's still not super cheap or anything, but I think it's around €100, $100. But it's totally worth it. It's still a tome, and it has a lot of fantastic photographs in there, and some of his best work. And I love Helmut Newton. I mean, he's definitely one of my absolute favorite photographers. I know everything that is in there, but it's still something very inspiring to just take the time, and just browse through a beautiful coffee table book like that. So number two is a movie from 1941, black and white movie called The Maltese Falcon, with Humphrey Bogart and Peter Lorre. And man, this movie is in my top three for sure of all-time favorite films, right? Typical film noir film movie. Beautiful woman comes into a PI's office, and the whole thing starts, and it's a roller coaster ride till the end, and it's so well made, and it's just wonderful to watch. And make sure you check it out. It's definitely worth the 1 hour 20 minutes or whatever it is, but it's a absolute must watch. Okay, that brings me to number three. It's a sad one, for me at least, as we got news today that Chris Cornell, singer of Soundgarden and Audioslave, passed away with only 52 years of age. But especially his Audioslave work just means so much to me, specifically because it's super important to a very specific time in my life, but it also inspired me so much in my, not in my work necessarily directly, but I don't know, it's Audioslave, a lot of their songs gave me, or still give me, this specific feeling which I kind of relate to taking pictures or making small films. And there's always this thing in the back of my head, and if you've never listened to Audioslave, you're in for a treat for sure. And I don't know, maybe you're like me and you prefer Audioslave to Soundgarden. I know that's blasphemy for some people, but yeah, for me that was it's just one of the best bands ever, and the albums they put out are just magnificent. So yeah. Number four, let's get into gaming. Completely different direction, but still something. For me, gaming is, and be it board games or card games like Cards Against Humanity or video games. It's something I've done as long as I can remember it, and especially video games, and video games with good stories are something that when I'm like super stressed out and I have the time, or I come back from a long and exhausting job and I need to wind down for a couple of days, one of the best games I've played in the last couple of years, and just finished the second expansion to it last week, was Witcher 3. And I'm ashamed to say, but this was the first Witcher game I've ever played. I never played Witcher 1 and 2, which I very much regret by now, but damn, Witcher 3 was amazing. The story, the characters, the character arcs, so well done, so super well done, and technically just beautiful graphics. The sounds are beautiful. Obviously it has its flaws here and there, but for me those were just small details that I don't know, they never got me out of the story or annoyed me that much that I wouldn't play it anymore or something like that. So if you're into role-playing games, Witcher 3 is such an amazing game, and a long game, especially if you get it with the, I don't know, Game of the Year edition, whatever it's called, where you get the 2 extensions with that. You're in for hours and hours and hours and hours of just a beautiful world to explore and great stories to experience. So, yeah. Number 5, The Expanse. Sci-fi TV series. They have 2 seasons now. Second one just finished a couple of weeks ago. First season should be on Netflix. Second should be coming soon. If not, you can find it on iTunes and so on. It's just beautiful. It's so well done. The effects and how it's shot and everything. The story is great. The characters are amazing. And it is based on a book series, which I haven't read yet, but I might get into soon. But man, I had so much fun. It's really exciting stuff. And so unlike everything else that is on TV right now. So if you like sci-fi just a little bit, definitely give The Expanse a chance. And yeah, you're in for a treat for sure. Okay, that's it. 5 tips, 5 inspirational ideas from my side, and I hope they will inspire you too. And definitely let me know if you checked one of them out or all of them out and liked them or didn't like them. And also let me know if there's another category that I could talk about or give you ideas and tips for, which I haven't thought of. But I think this is a nice mix of stuff that I consume on a regular basis, and hope you had fun. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.